in over 50 years. We declared a public health emergency and issued the highest level of travel warning on other countries as the virus spread its horrible infection. And taking early, intense action, we have seen dramatically fewer cases of the virus in the United States than are now present in Europe.
Coronavirus live updates. Brazilian official who met with Trump tests positive. Vice President Mike Pence warned that the United States will have thousands more cases and said that Americans returning from Europe would need to self-quarantine for 14 days. Right now, a senior Brazilian official who was with President Trump at Mar-a-Lago days ago has tested positive for the virus, Brazilian media are reporting. Days after being near Trump and Pence, Brazilian official tests positive for the virus, reports say. A senior Brazilian government official who visited Mar-a-Lago days ago, and was in close proximity to President Trump and Vice President Mike Pence, has tested positive for the new coronavirus, according to the several Brazilian news outlets. Fabio Wajnarden, President Jair Bolsonaro's communications chief, was at Mar-a-Lago as part of Brazilian government delegation. Members of that group dined with Mr. Trump on Saturday. Mr. Wajnarden tested positive for the virus after returning home with flu-like symptoms. He is awaiting the results of a second test to confirm the diagnosis, according to the newspaper Estadão. Mr. Bolsonaro's office did not immediately respond to requests for comment. According to press reports, he and several senior officials who were in the delegation are being monitored for symptoms. Over the weekend, Mr. Wajnarden posted a photo on his Instagram account posing shoulder to shoulder with Mr. Trump, who appears smiling and holding a baseball cap with the words, "Make Brazil Great Again." It was not clear when the photo, which includes Mr. Pence, was taken. Europe condemns the U.S. travel ban as more nations add restrictions. On both sides of the Atlantic on Thursday, the consequences of President Trump's decision to ban most travel from Europe began to be felt economically, politically and socially. European Union leaders issued a scathing statement condemning the move even as many nations on the continent moved to tighten their own restrictions on the movement of people both within their borders and from outside. The coronavirus is a global crisis, not limited to any continent, and it requires cooperation rather than unilateral action, it said. The European Union disapproves of the fact that the U.S. decision to impose a travel ban was taken unilaterally and without consultation. Tens of thousands of Americans in Europe scrambled to figure out what they needed to do before the 30-day travel ban goes into effect on Friday, with many unclear on the scope of the ban and worried that their flights home would be canceled. And airlines, hotels and scores of other industries, many of which had already been hurting from restrictions put in place to slow the spread of the virus, braced for even steeper declines.